Welcome to Beer Grilled Skinny. If this is your first time or your hopefully 25th time, I'm not sure what episode we're on, but we're happy to have you here. And it's where a mother-daughter team embraces the random. I am Lorianne, the daughter.
And I am Justine, the mama.
We didn't exactly plan to have a whole series of talking about where we lived, but that is literally the point of embracing the random.
Well, when I realized that I've moved 31 times and I'm not finished yet in my lifetime, I think that's quite the story.
Well, the problem is, or maybe it's not a problem, but the thing that slowed us down on saying, here's all the places we moved, was the fact that every time we talk about where we moved, it brings to mind stories that we go, oh yeah, and then this happened. Remember when that happened? And I believe now we're up to, we lived in Stanton, and I took time off from going to the University of Virginia in order to get us in a better place. And I can't remember why we were at a party that overlooked what seemed to be a lovely apartment complex.
I can't either.
I don't know if it, because we were both working temp jobs. Yeah. All I know is we were standing there and I'm like, if I get student loans, we can totally live here. And that's what we did.
Yeah.
So that was the next place we moved to. That's actually the place where I met my husband, not in the apartment complex, on the internet in that apartment complex.
Yeah.
And it was because this was funny. I was working for this company that does testing for CFAs, which is similar to a CPA, but it's finance instead of accounting. I don't actually know what CPA stands for. Certified Public Accountant. This was Certified Financial something, not an accountant. Anyhow, it was the most boring job ever, and all they had me doing was filing. Endless filing. And so I had a lot of time to myself, and I got online, as one would do, and there was this kind of crazy dude who thought that when Galileo crashed into Jupiter, it was going to light Jupiter up as a second sun in our solar system. And I was like, oh my, that sounds terrible. So I looked it up, and it led me to this website called Bad Astronomy, and that's actually how I met my husband. Spent a lot of time on there trying to talk to people who didn't believe we ever landed on the moon. It was a little crazy. And he liked the way I argued. And the first interaction we ever had was, so on this website, they had a spot where you just talked about random things that had nothing to do with astronomy. And I can't remember what the thread was about, but he came in and said, there's no such thing as Mr. Right. There's only Mr. Right for you. And the second I read that, I thought, that sounds good. But you're from Australia, so that's never going to work out. It did.
On you merrily went.
That's right.
Yes. And so the apartment that we moved into in Charlottesville is the first place I met him. He came over.
Exactly, because as we got to know each other, I said, you should come over here. And he said, I don't know if I can come over there. And I said, well, if you really want me,
come get me.
You'll figure it out. And he did.
Yeah. He came over. Y'all got married. That was a fun day.
Exactly. By the time he came over, I was like planning to go down to Australia. And sorry, y'all, I don't think we really did a bad thing because we've been married almost 21 years. So we really are spouses. But my whole thing was, well, if I'm coming down there, it would be so much easier to get a visa if we were married. So do you want to marry me? And he's like, I don't know. And I said, well, you have to tell me because my mom's going to make a dress and she needs a little bit of time to make the dress. And he's like, okay. I'll marry you. That is how romantic we are.
Yes, he came up. In that particular time, he met all of your family. And
I'm sorry.
I know, it was like a whirlwind. And so then you finished out that semester. He left and went back to Australia. You finished out the semester, and then you joined him.
Yes, he left and went back to Australia, hoping he wasn't going to die, because I took him to all of the restaurants in the U.S., and we apparently love sugar a lot more than Australia. And he was like, he gained 20 pounds in a month.
Wow.
And he felt like he was dying.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
He's like, I'm going to
intense.
solve this problem. I'm going to get that woman down here, and I'm going to feed her.
So we got married 1 year to the day that Granny passed away. And that was December 29th. And then I finished that semester, as you said. And I waited until after Mother's Day to go down there.
Yeah.
And, well, then we had a whole different food experience. But since we're talking about where we live, so I went down there to live with him. And I remember when he got this place. It was a little apartment in what I would call the
Seedy side of life.
ghetto
Okay.
would be better. And mind you, I am not ragging on races. These were all white people. But it was still ghetto. They were crazy.
No wonder you loved it when I sent you. I didn't realize that. When I sent you, curtains and all this stuff to decorate your place with.
That's why you think I loved that?
Yeah, because it made, the place nice.
Well, he hadn't finished it by the time I got there.
Oh, okay.
He did end up finishing it. That's kind of a thing we won't get into.
I know. I know exactly.
But it was free, y'all. So his boss was providing it for him. And his boss owned the place and was happy that he was fixing it up. So that was the exchange. We could live there and he would fix it up. And I can't remember where I was going with this other than that's one of the places I lived.
Yeah, it was. And meantime, I'm still in Charlottesville. I can't remember what made me move out of that apartment complex and into another one, except the one that I moved into had a lake.
It had a lake and it cost less and it was nicer.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was way nicer. The one we were living in was not built well.
Yeah, I could hear an argument next door.
It had very thin walls.
Yeah.
Very similar to the place I moved into in Melton, Australia. That's right, y'all. Melton, Australia. Look it up.
So then y'all came over to visit when I was in that apartment. We had such a good time. And then y'all went back. I lost my job. Had to find another one. And so I found another one, like 50, 75 miles away. And so I got a house over on that side of the mountain, on the west side of the mountain. I was on the east side of the mountain. I moved to the west side of the mountain.
Which is a thing. If you ever go to visit Charlottesville and you're coming from, say, Stanton or Waynesboro, you have to go over this place called Afton Mountain. And a lot of times it has fog. It's hard on the engine unless you have an engine that doesn't mind going up and down inclines.
And because I grew up in Virginia, in this vicinity, I had a lot of memories. We'll be sharing some of those in the future.
Meanwhile, she moved to another place. I actually got some people to help her move.
And I can't remember who that was.
I can't either. But we moved to the home that my husband was, what do you call it when you fix it up? When it's...
Renovating?
Yes, he was renovating it. And he had been renovating it for 15 years. And I'm like, we need to just move here and get this done. So we moved there, and then the world's worst bushfire happened. For Australia, anyway. I'm sure other places have had terrible bushfires.
And we did an episode on that called Black Saturday.
We did. Black Saturday. It was terrible. But since we saved the home, we were
Yeah.
able to renovate it. I was very excited when we got the tractor out of the kitchen. And when we were finished with it, we really liked it, but we wanted to come back over here because you were unwilling to come down there with the cats.
I don't know. I don't remember being unwilling.
You were 100% unwilling.
Okay.
I don't know why you're saying it in this tone.
Because
like,
I don't know what was wrong with me because once
what
I
was wrong with
visited,
you?
once I came down there, I'm like, boy, this is nice. Really nice.
It was nice. You just had this fear of putting Gracie into... I am struggling today. What do you call it when you take a cat to another country and you stick them in this place?
Welcome to my world. Anyhow, y'all know that word. Tell us what it is.
Exactly. Be nice if some of you would speak occasionally. But
So-
we didn't want her to have to go into that place for 6 months. And Mom just refused to come down because she was worried about it.
So, y'all decided to come over, and I thought, even though I was
I know,
in the-
because my husband loves me a lot.
Yes, he
And
does.
he was like, oh, you want to go over there and help your cat and your mom. But I can tell that it's your cat that you're more interested in. But we'll tell everyone it's your mom.
So, I wanted us to have a bigger, better house. I found one. I bought it.
Quarantine.
Yes.
That's the word.
So,
These people who might be listening all the way through the episode are going to be like, you guys are nuts.
yeah, I was just thinking about your time in Australia. You were moving around about as much as I was moving around here.
No, I only moved from Melton to one house, the end,
Yeah.
and we
I
got it
moved to
finished,
another
and
apartment.
we needed to
I meant
sell it.
2 houses.
We
yeah.
we talked about not selling it, but because he was in a partnership with a friend, we would have had to buy that half of the house.
Mm.
And we weren't in a position to do that. So that's one of the reasons that we came over here. And for the record, to anyone who's listening, my husband didn't love it here at first because we were in an interesting part of Virginia that was not exactly the best representation of the United States. Now we're in this town in North Carolina that is a great representation of the United States. Everyone has been really friendly. And friendly enough that he's like, I don't want to move back to Australia at all. And up until then, that was the plan.
It was, wasn't it?
It was. He loves the water here. They don't have much water down in Australia. I'll never forget when we went out back of the place that we were renovating.
And you had that nice creek.
That was apparently a river.
Oh, okay.
We have creeks bigger here than this so-called river.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, you're kind of hurting here for the water. It was wild.
Yeah.
So you moved because you lost your job, you moved into a place in Virginia that my husband and I fell in love with. Mm-hmm. You were renting it. Mm-hmm. And somewhere in there, you got the idea that it would be good to buy a place, which was a huge mistake. We should have stayed with the renting. He and I really loved it, even though it wasn't as big.
Yeah.
It was just such a nice little place with character and charm.
And I honestly wanted to buy it, but the woman wouldn't sell it. And you know how I get a hold of an idea. I thought buying would be better for us.
Yes, I do know how you get a hold of an idea. She gets a hold of ideas, folks, but that'll be a different episode.
And I just want y'all to know that I have been a very good mother no matter what this girl says.
I have
made my
talked about
mistakes.
what a good mother you are. We all make mistakes.
I made a lot of mistakes.
Yes,
So-
you have.
We kind of fixed up the place. I did a lot of fixing up with the place I bought before y'all got there, but Z did a lot for the outdoors.
I love how you just completely forgot the fact that I broke up all the tile and
I did forget that. didn't I?
laid the tile and
Yeah.
painted everything in the house?
In the house that I painted the walls
In the house that we bought?
that I bought.
Okay, do you remember the taupe? And we had a big argument about whether it was pink or taupe. And I painted your whole entire bedroom. And then there was the other.
Oh, I loved what you did in my bedroom, yeah.
And there were the doors that I painted. Lots of painting went on, and it was me.
Yeah.
I don't know what you painted, but...
But then I lost that job. Howdy, folks.
And then you got cancer.
Yeah.
And then you got a stupid job with some online dude that wanted you to work 24/7.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do it.
Because he was using accountants in India. So...
Well, that's what he should have just done.
Well, he needed somebody to manage here
I don't
and
know
there.
what he needed.
Yeah,
It
I know.
wasn't you.
Yeah.
And after that, when you lost that job, we were between a rock and a hard place, and that's how we ended up on the boat. And we've already talked about living on the boat. So if y'all are interested in the living on the boat, there's a whole episode called That Time We Lived on the Boat. And then when we left the boat, that's how we ended up in North Carolina and found a pretty nice home. I mean, I don't know if everyone would consider it a nice home, but after living on the boat, it was a nice home.
It was a nice home. It wasn't a big home, but it was a nice home.
And then the housing boom happened, and we sold it for more than twice what we paid for
Yep.
it. And then we ended up in the best home we've ever lived in. And that's where we are now, temporarily. Because guess what, y'all? We're going to be going back on a boat. But it's going to be a luxury boat.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon. It'll be at least a year. We're still discussing it. And in the meantime, we're not in a place we don't like.
Yeah. You know, I've been talking about moving because I've moved 31 times and you've moved 25 times. Of course, I've lived longer than you, like what, 25 years longer than you.
I do wonder. Sometimes I think I want to stop moving. We thought this was going to be our
Yes, we
forever
did.
home.
Yeah.
And then we're like, nah, we're gypsies. We're going to move somewhere else.
The planet is so big, and an opportunity to see more, it's that wanderlust just calls to you.
It's wanderlust, not wonderlust. And it doesn't matter how big the planet is. Just the United States is big enough.
Yeah.
We're not planning to move to another country.
Not yet.
At the moment.
You and I were talking about Portugal, so you never know what we're going to do.
Well, that's true. We don't know what we're going to do, and it'll be a surprise for you guys. I would love to hear from the people that have moved a lot, maybe because you were in the military or you had a military family, or because you're like us and just ended up moving a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, somehow you went from Virginia to L.A., well, and lots of places in between, and ended up back in Virginia, and then left Virginia.
Yeah. I went
Virginia's a thing, people.
Virginia to Georgia, to Tulsa, Oklahoma, back to Georgia.
Well, Durham was in there somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. Got married, moved to North Carolina.
And
So,
now we're back in North Carolina.
yeah.
We're going to go out west.
I'm going to talk to the universe and say, have I learned my lessons yet?
I don't know what the lessons are.
I don't either, but,
Anyhow, like, subscribe, but most importantly, comment.
yeah.
We
Tell
want to
us.
hear from you and engage you. Thank you, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
With dreams in our hearts and the world in our sight, we'll be real skinny, ready for flight.